Imagine buying something for $67 million and selling it decades later for $10 billion. Now imagine that something is the most glamorous franchise in NBA history, the team of Kobe, Magic, LeBron, and now Luka Doncic. In 2025, the Buss family did just that. The Los Angeles Lakers were sold. And this is the story of the biggest deal in sports history. The year was 1979. America was in transition. Disco was fading. The Cold War was humming in the background. And the NBA? Well, the NBA wasn't yet the billion-dollar global machine we know today. The league was fragmented, attendance was mediocre, and many playoff games weren't even shown live on national television. But one man saw gold where others saw rust. Enter Dr. Jerry Buss, a charismatic and forward-thinking real estate mogul from Wyoming with a PhD in chemistry and an uncanny instinct for business. He didn't just buy a basketball team. He bought into an idea that sports could be theater, and basketball, if packaged right, could rival Hollywood in drama, glamour, and cultural power. For $67.5 million, Jerry Buss purchased the Los Angeles Lakers, the LA Kings, and the rights to the Forum Arena in Inglewood. It was, at the time, the largest sports franchise deal ever made. Many called it reckless. He called it showtime. From the moment he took over, Buss made one thing clear. Basketball was more than X's and O's. It was about entertainment. He installed a live band to play during timeouts. He placed celebrities courtside. Jack Nicholson, Diane Cannon, and countless Hollywood elites became fixtures at Laker games. The Forum wasn't just a sports arena. It became the epicenter of LA culture. And then, almost as if scripted, the basketball gods delivered the perfect star for the stage. In the 1979 NBA draft, the Lakers selected Earvin Magic Johnson, a 6'9" point guard with a smile that lit up the court and a style of play that redefined basketball. He wasn't just a rookie, he was a revolution. Alongside the legendary Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and under head coach Pat Riley, the Lakers transformed into the most exciting team in sports. They ran, they passed, they smiled, and they won. Between 1980 and 1988, the Lakers appeared in the NBA Finals 8 times, winning 5 championships. But their influence went beyond banners. They were fashion, they were television, they were America's team before the Cowboys co-opted the title. Dr. Buss didn't just change the Lakers. He changed how sports are sold, how players are branded, and how fans experience the game. He introduced female cheerleaders in glitzy outfits, the Laker Girls, launching a young Paula Abdul's career. He turned each home game into an event where you might see a fast break dunk followed by a celebrity wave, a champagne toast, and a Stevie Wonder performance in the after-party lounge. NBA games were no longer just games. They were production pieces, and the Lakers were the prototype for modern sports entertainment. By the mid-1980s, the NBA had exploded in popularity. Much of that was thanks to the Lakers-Celtics rivalry, but even more, it was due to the image Buss helped craft. He built a brand, not just a team, and behind it all, the vision of one man who saw basketball not just as a business, but as a global performance waiting to happen. This wasn't just a purchase. It was the ignition point for everything that would come next. The Jordan era, the globalization of the NBA, billion-dollar TV deals, and eventually a $10 billion franchise valuation. It all started in 1979 with $67.5 million and a dream to turn hardwood into Hollywood. When Jerry Buss bought the Lakers, he didn't just acquire a franchise. He started a royal bloodline in the world of basketball. From the beginning, it was clear the Buss family wasn't in this for short-term wins. They were building something generational.
And for over 40 years, that legacy endured. The Lakers became more than just a team. They became a dynasty built on drama, dominance, and dreams, all under the watchful eyes of the Buss family. While Jerry was the visionary king, his children were raised in the kingdom of basketball. Each had a role. Some handled marketing, others managed team operations. But it was Jeannie Buss, the soft-spoken yet fiercely strategic daughter, who rose to become the face and soul of the front office. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about what made the Buss era unforgettable. The late 90s and early 2000s weren't just successful, they were mythic. The Buss family orchestrated the trade that brought a young high school phenom, Kobe Bryant, to Los Angeles in 1996. In that same summer, they signed Shaquille O'Neal, the most dominant force the NBA had seen since Wilt Chamberlain. Together, they created a storm. Between 2000 and 2002, the Lakers three-peated, steamrolling the league with a combination of finesse and power. But it wasn't just the wins. It was the theater of it all. The feuds, the chemistry, the alley-oops, the playoff battles. It was reality TV before reality TV existed. And behind it, always watching, always pulling strings, Dr. Buss smiling from his courtside seat, surrounded by stars. In 2013, Jerry Buss passed away. His death wasn't just a loss for the Lakers. It was a seismic moment for the NBA. He had shaped the very essence of modern basketball. The question that followed, who would carry the torch? That answer came swiftly and historically. Jeannie Buss had long been involved behind the scenes, handling business, dealing with sponsorships, navigating media. But after a turbulent power struggle within the family, she emerged as the first female controlling owner in NBA history. And in 2020, in the heart of the COVID-19 pandemic, under impossible circumstances, the Lakers won their 17th championship, tying the Boston Celtics for the most titles in NBA history. Led by LeBron James, mentored in spirit by the late Kobe Bryant, and inspired by a city still mourning his tragic death, that title meant everything. It was more than basketball. It was healing. It was closure. It was a reminder that the Buss family still had it. But success is fleeting. After 2020, the Lakers faced a string of frustrating seasons. Injuries, awkward rosters, early playoff exits. Critics questioned Jeannie's loyalty to longtime friends in the front office. Others doubted the direction of the franchise.
And yet, the Buss name still carried weight. The brand, the mystique, the championship banners, they still loomed over the NBA. But the landscape was changing. The league had evolved into a business-first, billionaire-owned world. The Lakers, once the symbol of family ownership and tradition, were now one of the last empires of the old world. And in 2025, that world would shift forever. The Buss family didn't just own the Lakers. For over 40 years, they were the Lakers. But no dynasty lasts forever, and no crown stays untouched. The legacy remained firm. Until now, June 2025. In the age of trillion-dollar tech companies and billion-dollar contracts, few headlines truly shake the world anymore. But this one did. Los Angeles Lakers sold for $10 billion. It sounded unreal, like a hoax, but it wasn't. It was history unfolding. The announcement that shook the sports world. On a quiet Wednesday morning, a press release dropped into inboxes across the globe. In under 90 minutes, it was trending worldwide. The Los Angeles Lakers, arguably the most iconic brand in basketball, had been sold. And not just for a record. For a number no one in professional sports had ever dared whisper. $10 billion. That's $10 billion. For comparison,
The New York Yankees were valued at $7.1 billion. The Dallas Cowboys, long considered the most valuable NFL franchise, stood around $9 billion. The Boston Celtics had sold for $6 billion just 2 years prior. The Lakers shattered them all. Who is Mark Walter? At the center of the storm was Mark Walter, a name well known in Los Angeles, but now elevated to global fame. A soft-spoken billionaire from Illinois, built his fortune as the CEO of Guggenheim Partners, a global investment firm managing over $300 billion in assets. But Walter wasn't new to sports. He had already co-owned the Los Angeles Dodgers, helping turn them into perennial contenders. He owned the Los Angeles Sparks in the WNBA. He was a minority stakeholder in Chelsea Football Club, one of the giants of English Premier League soccer. And now, he had acquired the crown jewel of American basketball. Walter purchased 51% of the team from the Buss family, bringing his total stake to 75% and giving him full majority control. Make no mistake, this wasn't just a business transaction. This was the symbolic end of family-run sports franchises at the highest level. For 46 years, the Buss family had personified the Lakers, their vision, their drama, their glory. And now, they were stepping aside. The sale was strategic, yes. The valuation was astronomical, yes. But for fans who grew up with Kobe, with Magic, with Shaq, with the Buss courtside presence, it felt like a farewell to something pure. Whispers had been circulating since 2023. The NBA's upcoming media rights deal was expected to exceed $100 billion. Streaming giants like Amazon, Apple, and Netflix were entering the race. International markets, especially in Asia and Africa, were booming. Owning an NBA franchise wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was about content, global IP, data, and brand monetization. The Lakers were no longer just a team. They were a media empire waiting to scale. And Walter, with his investment background and track record of revitalizing franchises, saw the perfect storm. According to reports leaked to The Athletic and Bloomberg Sports, the transaction looked something like this. $6 billion paid directly to the Buss family for their majority stake. $4 billion in assumed valuations and strategic capital, including real estate assets like training facilities and partnerships in the upcoming NBA streaming service. Minority shareholders, including longtime stakeholders and ex-players, retained small percentages for legacy continuity. In the press conference held at Crypto.com Arena, Mark Walter appeared calm, understated, but resolute. This franchise is more than basketball. It's legacy, it's culture, and it deserves to keep evolving. I'm not here to replace what the Buss family built. I'm here to build on it. Jeannie Buss, holding back tears, took the microphone and simply said, "My father always said the Lakers belong to the fans. That doesn't change today. We're just turning the page." Within hours, Lakers jerseys spiked in sales. #LakersSold trended #1 in 19 countries. And NBA Commissioner Adam Silver released a statement calling it a defining moment in the globalization of the NBA. And in boardrooms across the world, other owners took notice. If the Lakers were worth $10 million, what was the NBA itself worth? The sale had done more than change ownership. It had reset the valuation of professional sports across the globe. This wasn't just the biggest sale in sports history. It was the start of a new economic era.
in which basketball teams were as valuable as tech unicorns, and where owning a franchise meant owning influence across culture, media, and global markets.
The Lakers were sold, but the story? It was just getting started. Let's put this into perspective. In 1979, Dr. Jerry Buss purchased the Lakers, the Kings, and the Forum for $67.5 million, a sum that, even back then, was considered bold, ambitious, maybe even reckless. Fast forward to 2025, and that investment had grown into a $10 billion titan. That's a 7,300% return on investment, a profit margin that would make even Silicon Valley's unicorns jealous. The numbers behind the magic. While the exact terms of the sale remain confidential, insiders close to the deal estimate that the Buss family walked away with over $5.1 billion in net earnings, after taxes, operational shares, and legacy commitments. Several siblings and family trustees received generational wealth payouts, enough to secure the Buss name in American finance and philanthropy for decades. The original $67.5 million purchase, adjusted for inflation, would be roughly $300 million today. But $300 million turning into $10 billion? That's not just good business. That's historic business. Wall Street analysts called it one of the most successful long-term equity positions in American sports history. And it wasn't luck. It was the result of vision, patience, timing, and yes, a little Hollywood magic. With numbers like that, most families would cash out, retreat to a private island, and never step foot in a boardroom again. But not Jeannie Buss. Despite selling the majority stake, despite becoming one of the wealthiest women in sports overnight, Jeannie didn't walk away. She stayed. Why? Because to Jeannie, the Lakers weren't just a business. They were home. "This isn't a company to me," she said in a post-sale interview with ESPN. "This is a promise I made to my dad, that the culture he built would never die on my watch." So, she negotiated her continued role as president of basketball operations, with full authority over team culture, media relations, and day-to-day operations. In fact, under the terms of the agreement, no major branding or team identity changes can occur without her input for the next 10 years. In a corporate world driven by profits, Jeannie's presence is the emotional firewall. She is the bridge between legacy and ambition, between the Buss past and the Walter future. What makes this story remarkable is not just the money, but how the Buss family converted legacy into leverage. Other teams have changed hands, owners have come and gone, but the Lakers sale is different because it wasn't a divorce from history. It was a merger between generations. Mark Walter didn't just buy a team, he bought into a story. And keeping Jeannie on board was as strategic as it was symbolic. It told fans, yes, we're evolving, but we're not erasing. This sale sets a precedent for what the future of sports ownership might look like. Founding families becoming legacy advisors rather than full owners, multi-billion-dollar investment firms entering for long-term global expansion, and hybrid governance models where tradition and tech coexist. In that sense, the Buss family's deal may one day be studied in business schools alongside Apple, Amazon, and Disney as an example of legacy stewardship in the era of globalized sports capitalism. As the cameras shifted to Mark Walter, many overlooked the quiet figure who had guided the team through triumph and turbulence for over a decade. But make no mistake, Jeannie Buss is still very much in control of the soul of the franchise. She still sits courtside. She still walks through the locker room. She still calls the shots that affect the locker room culture, the coaching philosophy, the player experience. And for a franchise like the Lakers, where intangibles matter just as much as analytics, that might be the most valuable asset of all. The final balance sheet. Purchase price, 1979, $67.5 million. Sale price, 2025, $10 billion. Profit margin, about 7,300%. Buss family net gain, $5.1 billion. Legacy, priceless. The Buss family made one of the greatest investments in the history of American sports, but Jeannie's choice to stay behind, that might be the most valuable decision of all.
The sale was just the beginning. Mark Walter wasn't buying the Los Angeles Lakers to hold on to a trophy case filled with old memories. He came for one reason: to win. Even as the franchise transitioned into new hands, one constant remained: LeBron James. Still at the peak of his powers, LeBron was not only the team's top scorer and leader on the court, he was its heart and soul off the court. At 40 years old, many expected LeBron to be winding down his legendary career. Instead, he was fueling it, hungry for more rings, more history. For Walter, keeping LeBron was non-negotiable. LeBron wasn't just a player, he was an institution, a mentor, a brand magnet who could help launch this new era. But the real headline? The stunning acquisition of Luka Doncic, one of the NBA's brightest stars and most electrifying talents. Luka's arrival was a seismic shift. The move sent shockwaves through the league. Two-time All-Star, MVP candidate, and triple-double machine, Luka was poised to become the new face of the franchise. Known for his uncanny court vision, clutch performances, and flair, he perfectly embodied the Showtime spirit Jerry Buss had envisioned decades ago. His contract and trade demanded bold negotiations, a clear statement that the Lakers were back to competing for championships, no holds barred. Luka's first game in purple and gold was nothing short of historic.
On ESPN, over 2 million viewers tuned in live, making it one of the most-watched regular-season NBA games in years. The excitement wasn't just on screen. Jerseys with Luka's name flew off shelves, both in physical stores and online. Fans old and new rushed to embrace the new era, celebrating the fusion of LeBron's experience and Luka's youthful dynamism. Social media exploded. Luka is the future. LeBron is the legend. Together, they're unstoppable. The Lakers are back, baby. I'm buying 3 Luka jerseys. The team just changed overnight. Under Mark Walter's leadership, the Lakers signaled a departure from cautious rebuilding. Gone were the days of tentative trades or rebuilding from the ground up. Now, the mantra was clear: win now, win big, win forever. Walter's vision involved investing heavily in top-tier coaching staff, advanced analytics, global marketing campaigns, and strategic partnerships to increase the Lakers' worldwide footprint. The Lakers were sending a message to the entire NBA. This is not a transition period. This is a renaissance. With LeBron and Luka leading the charge, the Lakers were betting on a potent mix of veteran leadership and youthful genius to chase yet another championship. Fans, analysts, and players alike were buzzing. Could Luka and LeBron replicate the dominant duos of the past? Would the Lakers reclaim their throne as basketball royalty? Could this be the start of a new Showtime, one defined by global appeal and modern superstars? This new Lakers era wasn't just about winning on the court. It was about redefining the brand in a digital, globalized world. With Luka's European roots and LeBron's international influence, the Lakers positioned themselves as a team for fans worldwide, from Los Angeles to Ljubljana, from Chicago to Shanghai. The stage was set. The buzz was real. The new chapter of Lakers basketball had officially begun. The news of the Lakers' sale for $10 billion didn't just ripple through boardrooms and sports media. It exploded across social media, where fans worldwide voiced their excitement, skepticism, and outright celebration. The social media storm. On X, formerly Twitter, the reactions poured in like a flood. One Laker fan, brimming with excitement, posted, "God is good, the devil ain't," a phrase that quickly went viral, symbolizing the relief and joy felt by many after years of uncertainty. Others were more pragmatic. Finally, someone with real money is running this team. For a fan base that had seen ups and downs, from dominant dynasties to frustrating rebuilds, the arrival of billionaire Mark Walter felt like a fresh dawn. Not all reactions were purely enthusiastic. When it became clear that Jeannie Buss would remain as president, some fans expressed cautious optimism. Jeannie's still there? Okay, maybe this isn't so bad. Her presence was a comforting constant, a link to the storied past amid sweeping changes.
This delicate balance between legacy and innovation sparked lively debates. Could tradition and bold new ownership coexist? Would the Lakers keep their identity while pursuing aggressive growth? Of course, with every Lakers headline comes the inevitable jabs from Celtics fans, fueled by the fiercest rivalry in NBA history. Memes flooded the internet, poking fun at Boston's comparatively smaller $6 billion sale. One particularly spicy comment came from Magic Johnson himself, who couldn't resist a friendly taunt. When the Celtics were sold for $6 billion, I knew the Lakers were worth 10. His words became a rallying cry for Lakers fans eager to remind the league who's king. The hashtags Lakers sold, New Era Lakers, and Bust Legacy trended for days, with millions of tweets, posts, and videos. Fan reaction videos showed everything from tears of joy to passionate debates over the future. Influencers and sports commentators jumped on the bandwagon, breaking down what the sale meant for the Lakers and for the entire NBA. Amid the jokes and celebrations, one thing was clear. The fans weren't just interested in money or ownership. They wanted winning basketball. They wanted memorable moments. They wanted the Lakers to be the Lakers again, a team of heart, hustle, and history. And with LeBron and Luka leading the way and Mark Walter's deep pockets behind them, fans dared to dream again. Lakers fans weren't just in Los Angeles. From Europe to Asia, the news stirred excitement in international fan bases. Luka Doncic's European followers flooded social media with well wishes and excitement for his new chapter in Los Angeles. The Lakers aren't just a basketball team. They're part of the identity of Los Angeles. The city's heartbeat synced with every tweet, every Instagram story, every TikTok dance celebrating the dawn of a new era. From downtown LA bars to Hollywood parties, the conversation was one. The Lakers are back. The sale of the Los Angeles Lakers for $10 billion wasn't just a headline. It was a signal flare, a beacon that illuminated the future of professional sports. The NBA and the entire sports world is no longer just about the game on the court. Franchises have evolved into global, scalable assets. They're content powerhouses, cultural institutions, and technology-driven brands. The Lakers, with their new ownership under Mark Walter, have officially crossed the threshold from sports team to media and entertainment conglomerate. No longer confined to regional fan bases or seasonal games, NBA franchises are competing on the same level as Silicon Valley giants. Walter's vision is investment and innovation. Walter's plans extend far beyond traditional ownership. He's ready to invest heavily in cutting-edge technology for fan engagement, augmented reality, AR, virtual reality, VR, and interactive live streaming, global content creation, reaching millions beyond the arena through digital platforms, and esports partnerships and gaming collaborations, tapping into younger audiences. Sustainability initiatives, making the Lakers a model for eco-friendly franchises, and community outreach programs to expand the Lakers' influence both locally and worldwide. Walter's vision is bold and holistic, a blend of basketball excellence and futuristic business acumen.
Luka Doncic, the new face of a global brand. Luka is more than a phenomenal player. He's a global ambassador. Hailing from Slovenia, Luka brings with him an international fan base hungry for basketball and star power. His style of play, creative, fearless, and charismatic, fits perfectly with the Lakers' brand of entertainment and showmanship. Luka is poised to be the next great face of the franchise, representing a new generation of fans worldwide. LeBron James, the mentor and bridge. LeBron's role is evolving. No longer just the dominant superstar, he's taking on the mantle of leader and leader. He bridges the past dynasty with the future promise. His experience, leadership, and global influence will help guide Luka and the team through this new era. LeBron embodies the legacy of the Lakers while embracing innovation and change. What's next? The Lakers and the NBA are entering uncharted waters.
This is a time of transformation where traditional sports business models are being rewritten. The sale to Walter symbolizes 1. The globalization of basketball, connecting continents and cultures through sport. 2. The digitalization of fan experiences, from courtside seats to virtual reality arenas. And 3. The commercialization of sports franchises as major tech and media players. One thing remains certain: the Lakers will never be the same. But maybe, just maybe, this is exactly what they needed. A chance to shed old skins, embrace the future, and return to their true identity: a dynasty. A dynasty reborn in a new age, where basketball, business, culture, and technology collide. Where legends are made not just on hardwood floors, but across global digital landscapes. The Lakers aren't just evolving, they're resurrecting their throne, bigger, bolder, and more unstoppable than ever before. The sale of the Los Angeles Lakers marks more than a record-breaking transaction. It signals the dawn of a new era in sports, where legacy meets innovation and tradition blends with bold ambition. From Jerry Buss's visionary purchase in 1979 to Mark Walters' transformative ownership in 2025, the Lakers' story is one of evolution, resilience, and relentless pursuit of greatness. With LeBron James mentoring the future and Luka Doncic ready to lead, the Lakers are poised to reclaim their place at the pinnacle of basketball, not just as a team, but as a global cultural phenomenon. The dynasty is not over. It's just beginning again. If you're as excited as we are about this new chapter in Lakers history, don't forget to like this video if you believe the Lakers are about to dominate again. Subscribe for more deep dives into NBA stories, breaking news, and legendary moments. Comment below. What do you think about the $10 billion sale? Will Luka and LeBron bring the Lakers back to glory? And share this video with your fellow Lakers fans and basketball lovers worldwide. Stay tuned, because this dynasty is just getting started.